Professor Philip Pecorino. This is the introduction for the third chapter of the text in the third module of the course on ethics. It is the foundation for the course, being a course in ethics. It's the most involved and complicated of all the chapters of the book because it attempts to do quite a lot. It describes the ways in which people are describing humans becoming moral, what the foundations would be for morality, even rooted in our neuroscience, in our brain and the way it's organized, and ethical principles that people using their reasoning have considered over the course of over 2,000 years. In addition, as if that weren't enough, it attempts to introduce the notion of an ethical dialectic, a process by which people can apply ethical principles to their reasoning about moral questions, ethical problems, dilemmas, in an attempt to reach some sort of conclusion, judgment, or even in social discourse, a consensus as to what might be morally correct in the situation that is being dealt with. So there's a good deal to be covered, and it isn't expected that all will be understood until after the ethical principles are seen in action, so to speak, being applied several times over in different situations, that you get a better understanding for how differently people can approach the subject of the good, what makes a human action morally good. Without those principles, without some idea of what makes the act good, there is no action that can be judged morally good or otherwise, because actions don't come that way labeled for our immediate inspection. It's an inference we draw, a judgment that we make based on, many factors, which are described in this chapter. So don't expect to understand it all the first time through, but do expect that you're going to be coming to learn about things you probably haven't come across before, and challenged to think about the moral good in different ways, which might be uncomfortable as well as unfamiliar. But by the end of the course, you might come to appreciate the pluralistic nature of our world and our society, and how people come to have different views and apply different principles to arrive at different conclusions about what is morally correct.